every time you come back and you put the jersey on and things like that, it means more and more each time. And it's not just representing the country anymore. It's, you kind of create a family in this environment and you're fighting for each other as well.
Hello and welcome to the U.S. Soccer Podcast. My name is David Goss.
And I'm Meghan Klingenberg. Goss, how you doing, buddy? You're sounding a little hoarse over there.
I have been sick for the last week. I've been saving my voice just for this show. So I have not spoken in 2 full days, but I wanted to come on here at Kling so that I could bring everyone in-depth interviews with U.S. soccer stars of the past, present, and future, because today we've got a special one. We have USMNT defender Antonee Robinson, but better known as Jedi, and Kling. This is an opportunity for me to listen to 2 of the great left backs go left back to left back.
Yeah, it was so fun. I chatted with Jedi about what makes left backs so magical. Not that I'm biased or anything. And we actually had to agree to disagree to move on with the conversation, which was fun. And you'll hear about right after this. We also spoke about our nicknames, and what he would get called by his family at Thanksgiving, his obsession with golf, and his hopes for the World Cup.
You sat down with him in Austin, Texas, ahead of the friendlies against Ecuador and Australia. So sadly, Jedi is injured and isn't available for the upcoming games against Paraguay and Uruguay. We hope he's back soon. We are excited to see his impact on this national team. And yes, there'll be some characters, the Max Sarfsons, the John Tolkins, who will try and fill his role, but no one else can truly be Jedi. So let's go to our conversation between him and Kling right now.
I don't know if you know this, but we have this in common. I actually played left back too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I did. So I was wondering, of all the great left backs in history, Roberto Carlos, Philip Lahm, Sonia Bonpastor, Meghan Klingenberg, who did you idolize coming up?
Good question. When I was coming up, I don't know about you, I wasn't always a left back.
Same.
Where did you start?
Center mid.
Center mid. Okay,
Yeah.
So I was winger, striker when I was younger. So I've said it before, my favourite player was Henry. But when I started shifting to left back, my personal favourite was Marcelo. I feel like he could just literally do everything with a ball. He was aggressive off the ball. He was athletic. He was kind of everything you wanted to be. And then, more to the, growing up in the UK and wanting to be a Premier League player, Ashley Cole as well was someone I really looked up to and tried to base my game off of as well when I started shifting positions.
I remember this one time that I was watching Real Madrid, and the ball got thrown into Marcelo. I don't know why, but he didn't even take a touch, out of the air, side volleyed it into the box to, I don't remember who it was, but somebody's chest, and they brought it down and scored. And I was like, that is just absolutely outrageous. I can't even believe how good and how much technical ability it takes to do something like that. So I would say good pick.
He's one of the few fullbacks who you can actually watch a really exciting highlight reel of, in terms of skills, passes, goals, everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the funny part about left back is that I wouldn't say it's the most glamorous position. It takes a very special sort of person to play there. What would you say makes left back unique?
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like the position's developed a lot over the years, and like I just said, I feel like most fullbacks, you've either used to be a winger and you end up being an attacking fullback, or you'd have probably suited nowadays being an inverted fullback. So I don't know. It depends on the profile of the player. For me personally, my game's kind of based around my athleticism. So, being able to get up and down the pitch a lot, being aggressive, being tenacious. And then the last few years, my end product's gotten a bit better and I've been able to chip in with some assists here and there. So that's what I feel like my strengths are. And, the defensive side as well, being able to enjoy a 1v1 battle against good opponents as well.
It's funny you mentioned that. My least favorite part of it was the 1v1 defending. I loved going for it. I was a playmaker, a 10 in the outside back spot in my mind, legend in her own mind. But that was literally my least favorite part. I love how you mentioned, though, that there's been so much evolution of the position, because I think maybe besides goalkeeper, no position has changed more substantially over the past decade than outside back. Do you have any idea or any thoughts of like what the next great era of outside backs will look like?
It's a tough one. So when I was like coming through, a modern day fullback, which would be what it'd be classed as, would be kind of how I play, like overlapping, high flying fullbacks, fast, aggressive, joining in the attack. Right now, it seems like, certainly last season, the mold was kind of fullbacks who can invert and help in the central midfield, create an advantage. So, I don't know. I mean, at some point, fullbacks are just going to be, you know, like you said, like 10s who you already have a 10 in the team, but you just want to put another one in and they can just free roam and go and do what they want. It's kind of, if you have the ball a lot, it's a position you can create a lot of an advantage with. So, depending on the personnel you put there, you can. It's a bit like what Man City have done with Mateus Nunes. Like, he was, you know, really good midfielder at Wolves, and he's kind of slotted into right back a lot for City and done really well. So, you know, the future could be going that way a lot more.
Yeah, I have a hot take that outside backs are arguably the best all-around player on the team. Maybe not the most important or the most influential, but they have to 1v1 attack, 1v1 defend, technical ability, breaking passes, final passes, defending in the box, tracking players. Like, you have to be able to do every single skill set. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah, I'd say, and outside, yeah, you have to be able to do the most different skills to somewhat a decent level. But then at the same time, a lot of players, like who I play with and speak to, they say they think it's one of the easiest positions. Not in terms of like the workload makes it one of the hardest positions because it's so intense, but like most players, like centre midfielders, you could just put them in right back and say, just do a job for a game and they'll be fine. But for like someone like me or most fullbacks, if you said to me, go and play in the 10, like I've got no chance.
Okay, I see where they're going with that, but I kind of completely disagree because, I mean, obviously biased over here.
I know, it suited you better.
Yeah, but I just think, like, it's the hardest position to attack from. Like, you are on a sideline. There's 11 players still in front of you most of the time, and you have to try and break lines from angles that are, like, some of the most difficult in the game. So that is my hot take, and I'm going to stick to it.
Yeah. Well, you're thinking of an attacking perspective again for a fullback.
Of course.
For a defence, like you could very easily, if you wanted, like I could say to one of the midfielders, look, play left back this game. As soon as play two touch the whole game, give it to someone in front of you and just stay quiet. And I'm pretty sure they could get by.
All right, fine. We have a fundamental argument this early in the interview. I don't know how that bodes well for the rest of it.
We'll pick it back up.
We'll pick it back up. So I think we're going to change gears a little bit, and we have to talk about Star Wars. I mean, you go by Jedi, and is that something that still resonates with you even as an adult? Because I know this is something that you were really passionate about as a kid. Do you still have that passion? Are you still, like, feeling the Force?
Not as much as when I was a kid now. I mean, when I was a kid, it was a lot more, you know, watching the movies, wearing the costumes, playing the games, and to be honest, like this age that I'm at now, like there's so much sort of Star Wars content that it's hard to keep track of.
True.
I was really enjoying trying to get back into it and watching The Mandalorian and stuff like that. But then, you know, they bring out like Ahsoka and Boba Fett and all, and I'm just like, I've got 2 kids. I can't keep up with all of this. I haven't got enough time in the day.
I know, it's so hard to tell. Like, it's so expansive and the timelines don't overlap. So sometimes we're 100 years forward and then we're in a totally different galaxy, far, far away. And I really have a hard time following all of it, so I don't blame you at all.
You sound like you're a big fan.
I do enjoy it, and I think it is a really fun universe to live in. And who doesn't want a lightsaber?
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty much the coolest thing.
Yeah, I remember having the ones when you swing, you go, it looks so stupid doing that, but
I have to ask, when you introduce yourself, and we just met, you introduced yourself as Antonee, but do you typically do that? Because in the soccer world, I'm known pretty exclusively as Kling, but to my family, I'm just Meghan, and they will never call me Kling. So it got me thinking, what does your family call you? Because I'm picturing Thanksgiving or a family dinner, and somebody looks at you and goes, Jedi, pass the gravy. Is that what's happening?
There's a bit of a mix in my family, to be honest. So, like, mum, dad, brother all call me Jedi or Jed. Sisters both call me Antonee. Fiance calls me Jed or Jedi. All my friends, teammates call me Jedi. So the majority definitely is Jedi.
Yeah.
Most of the time I'll introduce myself as Jedi, but sometimes I don't know, don't really think about it. But yeah, it's a weird one. What did you say your nickname was? Kling?
Kling, yeah.
Okay.
Last name Klingenberg.
Okay.
Pretty self-explanatory.
See, I feel like if that was in England, it would be Clingy instead of Kling.
Yes, and I think that all of the English people that I've met do try and do that.
Yeah.
But I try and put a stop to it. Exclusively Kling. You've gone by Jedi since a young age, and it was self-proclaimed, right?
Yeah, so my dad tells me, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'll
really
have to trust it because I don't remember. I just remember telling everyone that was my name. I don't remember how it came about personally, but...
I actually love how simple that is, because you're basically telling the world, this is who I am. And it's dawned on me that a lot of people, when they're trying to define themselves, don't find that acceptance. It's quite rare to find that acceptance where people are like, oh, okay, that's who they are. How has that, like, freedom and acceptance shaped your view of the world and how you move in it?
That's a deep question, to be honest. I kind of resonate with it, to be fair, because I feel like when I was younger, that was always the one consistent thing would be, no matter what, this is what I'm telling people my name is. But I don't really feel like I kind of found who I was as a person, who I wanted to be, and would have my sort of own interests until probably I was, I don't know, 18, 19. When I was younger, it was, you know, trying to fit in and trying to not be the odd one out and things like that. So besides the nickname, like, other than that, I'd try and fit in a lot. And when I got to sort of that age, that was when I was really like, you know, I don't really care if someone doesn't like what I'm interested in. I'm going to do my own thing. Yeah. And that really frees you up to kind of be your own person and, you know, actually be happy with yourself.
I love that. It was a deep question, but it was a really great answer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You got me thinking, right?
I mean, I guess that's what I'm here for, is to get you thinking.
Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of U.S. soccer, driving a positive impact in the game and in communities all across the country, helping turn possibilities into achievements and lifting fans, stadiums, and cities to their feet. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, official bank of U.S. soccer. Bank of America, N.A., member FDIC.
I do have to wonder, though, have opponents or even teammates used Jedi against you? Has there been some banter with that?
Not really, no. I've never had anyone like bat an eyelid at the name, to be honest.
That's amazing.
I can even remember when I first went on loan to Bolton. It was the first time I'd been outside the Everton environment, and I've walked into the changing room early. No one's there yet, and I was thinking, oh, I'm actually like going to meet men, like grown men players now. Do I say I'm Jedi? And I just like firmed it, and no, everyone was, oh, nice to meet you, mate. And yeah, I'm Beebs, like just random name.
That's amazing. Great. That's actually really cool. I totally introduced myself as Kling too, in the soccer world at least. And I introduced myself to Ali Bedoya, who's one of the co-hosts of this show. Like, I said, hey, I'm Kling. And he was like, I just can't use it. I was like, dude, I just told you my name is Kling. You can use it. It's totally fine. Just to switch gears a little bit, have you ever heard of this trend? It's called, what is your Roman Empire?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Okay, cool. That's fine. I did this with Jack McLinn earlier too, and I had to explain it. But it's essentially the thing that you think about every day. It's where your mind just goes when you're walking down the block. So for instance, I told Jack that mine was a zombie apocalypse, and I'm always trying to figure out how I can get out of the area as fast as possible, where I could stock up supplies, like where my exit strategies, all that stuff is. My partner Ingrid, just for another example, hers is I really hope that Taylor Swift is having a nice day. So they can be as out there as possible. So I just wanted to see if you had something like that that's non-Star Wars, non-soccer related.
Okay, mine's probably how do I get the perfect golf swing? I'd say.
Wow, really?
Yeah, my fiance coaches, they always catch me just randomly just rehearsing takeaways and stuff. So I'd say trying to figure that out is my Roman Empire.
That's so cool. Okay, just to switch back to soccer. It's been a while since you've been in camp, and I just want to know, how's it feel to be back with your buds back in USA camp?
It's great. You know, when you walk into the meal room when you first arrive and see everyone for the first time, it's it's brilliant feeling. You get to catch up, just have a laugh, have a joke, and obviously us guys were playing here, there, and everywhere. So trying to keep up to date with what everyone's doing and how things are going for everyone, it's very tough. So when you actually get the chance to for 9 or 10 days sit down with each other, talk, see what's been going on, see how people are feeling, it's amazing.
And of course, everyone watching can hear the accent. You grew up in England, but what does it mean for you to pull on the USA jersey and play in this kit?
It's huge. I've spoken about this before, as in when I was really young, I really wanted to be living in America and be acting like an American. My brother and sister used to kind of, take the piss out of me for speaking with an American accent all the time. And then in terms of flipping that to soccer, when I was about 16, I was about to be a scholar, kind of like your pre-pro contract age. And in my head, I didn't really see I'm going to be a pro footballer. I was kind of at a stage where I didn't think I was going to progress. And that was when I first got my first call up for the US for the U18s. And that sort of shifted like the gears in my mind to, wow, I can, I'm on an international stage and playing at a high level. I can do this.
Yeah.
And, that was the US giving me an opportunity. And I said it back then as well, like, this is the land of opportunity, and something I've always wanted to repay that for was to give my all to playing for our country. And being in the first team kind of for how long I have now, going on, I think it's been over 7 years now. It's, every time you come back and you put the jersey on and things like that, it means more and more each time. And it's not just representing the country anymore. It's, you kind of create a family in this environment and you're fighting for each other as well.
And one of your old teammates, former Fulham player, is Tim Ream. And you have developed a relationship because you've been playing left back, center back next to each other. How important is it in international soccer to have developed that type of chemistry and knowing that person so well? How does that help you here?
It helps so much. I mean, we were fortunate that obviously me and Tim getting to play with each other at Fulham for years, and then with the US as well, the systems were kind of similar that we'll be playing. So it just felt second nature. Like we didn't really have to try and figure things out. Whereas, you got guys coming from different teams, different systems. Most of the time they're similar, but you only get so many days to kind of train a system together and gel. But me and Tim, were kind of slotted into the same position, and we'd be going to camp together. Nothing would change. We'd play the exact same. And I think at our best and at the team's best, you could see like how comfortable we were playing with each other.
I had one of those relationships with one of my teammates. Her name was Becky Sauerbrunn, and we played together on the national team. We played together on the Portland Thorns, and it always felt like if one of us was out there, our team was better. But if both of us were out there, it kind of upped our levels exponentially. So I totally get what you're saying. It's such an advantage. And so it makes me think, well, with the new players that are coming in, how do you kind of expedite the process to get that type of chemistry? Can you expedite the process to get that type of chemistry and relationship so you guys can gel and do well on the world stage?
It's difficult. I mean, like you said, if you've literally played with someone at club level, it makes it so easy. I'd say the main thing is just being able to communicating openly. And for me, I think it's really easy to do that when, in terms of like a winger coming in or a centre back, like my immediate people next to me, I can just be like, look, there's like, if you're here, I'm going to be here. If I shout for the ball, give me it. If I don't, I'm not free. If this is happening, I'm going to run in behind. If I've got the ball here, you run in behind, things like that. So if you're just open with that communication and try and, like, that goes both ways, and you try and out in training, then that's about as quick as you can get it to work in a game, I think.
As you mentioned earlier, you play in the Premier League, and that's really cool, but it also seems super intense. Is there ever times that you forget how fun this game is? And if so, what do you do to remind yourself?
There's lots of times, and for different reasons. It could be you're going through a losing spell, or yourself, you're going through a bit of bad form. That's a great example for me for that would have been a couple seasons ago. I remember I was having a bit of, like, in my opinion, a bit of run of a bad form, and I remember we played Aston Villa. I scored an own goal, which, you know, it was kind of unfortunate, but still, that's just kind of like the run of the luck that you're getting. Wasn't enjoying it, and then came out to camp here, and I think it was in Austin, actually, and we played Trinidad, and I said, you know, I need to do something to just change. So I just dyed my hair platinum blonde. Was like, I'm going to have fun with it, and then scored 2 goals that camp, went back and got like 3 assists in a row at Fulham. So I was like, just a quick change of mindset, and I was like, wow, I'm enjoying this again, and I'm playing well. And then we started winning again, and yeah, felt fun again.
I feel like after people watch this, there might be a petition for you to dye your hair blonde for the World Cup.
Oh, it will be getting dyed blonde for the World
It will.
1,000,000%. I'm saving it for them. Yeah.
You've heard it here first.
I'll have a haircut. I'll be I'll be all right. I won't be looking homeless like I am now.
Well, I'm not commenting on that. I don't think that's not true at all. Outside of the game, what brings you joy?
We touched on it, golf. I'd say the number one spot is obviously family. Like my fiance, my 2 like daughters, who are, you know, beautiful, growing quickly. Might be difficult and tough days at times, especially the age they're at now. But
how old are they?
My oldest one is going to be 4 in 2 months.
That's so fun.
The youngest one is 1.5.
So
they're just getting to the point where they can kind of play with each other a little bit. Thinking in like a year they're just going to be carnage running around the house and things like that. But it's very, very fun watching them develop and grow their love for each other and stuff. And yeah, like having 2 healthy daughters is an unbelievable feeling. So I'd say that brings me joy. And then the few hours of spare time I get, like, golf is a massive thing. Hobbies, being able to go out for nice dinners, things like that.
Are you a foodie?
I'd say so, yeah.
What is your, like, cuisine of choice?
Well, because I live near London now, it's kind of most of the restaurants that are good are kind of Pan-Asian. They kind of have everything, like good sushi, good steak, like pretty much everything, to be honest. Love
that. My partner Ingrid, she's half Thai. So she's been teaching me a lot about Asian cuisine, and I'm Italian. So we've been calling it Thai-Italian and like mixing our cuisines together and just like making some really good creations. So I think like we definitely have that.
Do you ever go to Thailand together?
Do we ever what?
Go to Thailand?
We are going in January.
Oh, no. Is it your first time?
It's my first time.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
You've been?
Been where it was my first, like, as my group of friends, like our first like group holiday. When I think it was 19, it was unbelievable. Wow. It was our favorite place.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited because I love Thai food. I love the beach. I love like the vibe of the city. I feel like you can just get it all there.
It's got everything.
Yeah.
Everything. How long are you going?
3 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a disturbingly long flight. So we really wanted to make it worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, last question, but I feel like it's the most important one, is this World Cup is coming up, and fingers crossed you're on that roster. On home soil, what does it mean to you to have a great World Cup? What does that look like, and what does it look like for the team?
Well, considering we were just talking about this the other day, how quickly it feels, since the last World Cup, which, was near just under 3 years ago now. And like, we've like been watching clips back of it and stuff, and we're like, where's the time gone? So it's going to be a real like snapshot of a moment in time where it's like, wow, you've really quickly got to make this count. I'd say, I mean, well, obviously a great World Cup would be winning it. At a personal level, I won't really be thinking of myself too much. It'll just be the whole team just trying to do whatever we can to make sure we win each game. And same went for the last World Cup, same goes for this one. I don't care if we play terrible soccer the whole time and manage to win. Whatever it takes to win each game is, what we're going to need to figure out in that moment and do. But, upsetting a few teams, putting in some good performances, lots of goals, looking, together and like a really tough team to beat will be a great sort of platform. And then, being able to set ourselves up in history, first time we win the World Cup as a men's team, being able to win it on home soil would be, it'd be something that feels like you can't write it. And being able to edge ourselves in history like that would be something that would be really special to me and all of us.
Well, wishing you the best of luck and a lot of fun. And thank you so much for being here. This has been an awesome interview, and we really appreciate you being here.
Perfect. Thanks for having me.
Woohoo!
Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? And O'Reilly Auto Parts is right around the corner. O'Reilly Auto Parts can help take the guesswork out of your vehicle's check engine, ABS, or maintenance light with O'Reilly Veriscan, a free service that only takes a couple of minutes to complete. You'll receive a free, easy-to-read report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans that have been verified by ASE-certified master technicians. O'Reilly Veriscan can identify the most likely problem with just one scan. The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts can then recommend the parts and tools that you need to do the repair right the first time. And if you're not comfortable doing the repair yourself, they can recommend a local shop for you. Don't ignore check engine, ABS, or maintenance light. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today, a free service exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Well, that was Kling and Jedi. We have more coming up for you, but first a reminder of an upcoming USMNT game you won't want to miss. Tampa, get ready. You've got world-class soccer coming your way. The U.S. men's national team takes on two-time World Cup winner Uruguay in a match presented by New York Life on November 18th. Don't miss the electric energy of U.S. soccer at Raymond James this fall. Grab your tickets today at ussoccer.com/tickets. Kling, that game's going to be a lot of fun. That interview was a lot of fun as well. One of the things I picked up on was how curious you are about how players maintain their love of the game and play with joy. Soccer, of course, it's so emotional. You played at the highest level. I wonder if that was something that you ever had trouble with.
I think you can definitely struggle with that as a professional athlete because success to the organization that you're playing for becomes about wins and losses, goals scored, like how well you're defending. It all comes down to stats. So it's easy to get lost in that mindset and lost in that landscape of defining what success looks like to you. But I try and remember what it's like to just step out as a kid on the field at 6 years old for the first time and just feeling the love and the joy of the game. That's the entire reason why we play. And so giving myself a reminder before games, giving myself a reminder each week of why I'm there and what it felt like to feel the wonder and the awe of playing a game for the first time is something that was really important for me. So I could always play with joy because I knew when I was doing that, I was playing my best.
It is amazing distinction between we play a kid's game sometimes at the highest level and it is a huge money-making machine, and there's so much that needs to happen. I love getting to ask you questions on this show, but my favorite segment of the show is this one, Ask the Pros, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. This is where you get to ask us questions, myself, Kling, or Ale Bedoya, and we get back to you and answer it on the show. We've got Amanda here who says, you've always been a vocal advocate for equity and inclusion in sports. Now that you're transitioning into media and entrepreneurship, how do you plan to use your platform to continue driving change?
I think I'm just going to be doing the same stuff. using my voice to back the things that are important to me, talk about social justice issues that I truly believe are for the betterment of everybody, not just the people that it's affecting, and just trying to remember what side of history that I want to be on. I want to be on the side of history that is inclusive for everybody, who uses sport to create a place where everyone can play, and just making sure that everybody, no matter who they are, whether it's, based on their race or their gender or their sexuality or their religion or whatever it is, that they're included, because especially in sport, it's for everybody and truly can make a difference in people's lives and truly can create a totally, like, I just think about me, for instance, and how soccer has totally created this life that I get to live, that I think about all the time. I'm like, I can't believe I get to do this, And I truly think that can happen for everybody in sport, no matter if you're playing at the highest level or if you're just playing rec.
Well, if you have a question, and that was a very good one, you can ask the pros as well. Drop our partners at Westwood1 a DM on Instagram at Westwood1 Sports. And we'll see you next week on the U.S. Soccer Podcast for another huge interview. This time, we've got a live show in Philadelphia. And when I say Philadelphia, that means Ale Bedoya. You, Kling, are going to be hosting a live show alongside our other co-hosts, and we're going to be airing it on our channels afterwards for everyone to listen. So subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe to us on YouTube as well, and never miss an episode.